You wrote an article with 4 defining storylines for the Cavs-Pacers series, and we'll go through them. Number 1, you had when the irresistible force meets itself.
Yeah, that's the offense, right? That's the beauty of the offense of each side. Like when you have two offenses that are just going to go at each other, there's an understanding that each team is going to try and outshoot the other. It's a shootout, right? It's pace and space trying to run up and down the floor. And I know each team is going to get at least 4 days of rest because obviously the Indiana Pacers dispatched of the Milwaukee Bucks on Tuesday night. They don't play until Sunday. So each team is going to get the rest that they need. And I think the NBA might have been doing each team a favor because they know how much these guys are going to be running and how much these guys are going to be going at each other's throats because of the offensive capabilities of each team and how important that's going to be in the outcome of this series, especially after looking at the first round series where the Cavs obviously showcased their offense, but their defense was also prominent as well, holding the Miami Heat below 90 points in the last 2 games of that series.
So Jared Allen, you have a defensive anchor or situational sacrifice. Obviously, you wrote
Yeah,
that and didn't have to say it, huh?
no. Exactly. I think just the conversation, going back to what Wendy was saying, is that because if, as I was saying, the offense, if they can get into a big lead, then they can focus on the defense. But Kenny Atkinson has known that if the Cavs are playing catch up, he will go away from Jared Allen to put another spacer on the floor, another scorer, offensive guy on the floor, and the opportunities for Dean Wade and DeAndre Hunter grow significantly for those guys when you talk about how they have been used as both 3 and D capable players, but also understanding that DeAndre Hunter was traded for these kinds of moments, being able to switch on and guard Pascal Siakam or Miles Turner, depending on the situation, and then allowing Evan Mobley and Kenny Atkinson to decide which matchup is best for him. Obviously, we have to break down this a little bit further. When the Cavs were trading for a player, they looked into the history of who DeAndre Hunter had guarded and how he would match up with guys like Tyrese Halliburton, like Pascal Siakam, like Miles Turner, like Jason Tatum, like Jaylen Brown, in future reference to what could happen in the playoffs. So again, this is why they went out and traded for him. This is why they went out and got him. So I think we got to see a little bit more from him in the last 2 games of the Miami Heat series, and I think that was significant because of how important he's going to be for this coming series against the Pacers. And if he's not able to step up to the task, Dean Wade is going to have to get those minutes up and get his foot on the gas as well.
So that takes us to the next point. The stretch 4 debate: Dean Wade, DeAndre Hunter, or
Yep.
both?
It's got to be both. It's got to be both, right? Because obviously you don't want to extinguish them too much. It's the understanding that Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are the 2 top big men on this team. But depending on how things shape out, you're going to need DeAndre Hunter and Dean Wade to play their roles to a T. And obviously, this is just speculation because we don't know the situation of Darius Garland's injury and his toe and when he'll be returning. I have a good feeling he'll be back for game 1 on Sunday. But also the understanding that before we get too far ahead of ourselves, the Cavs were able to successfully dismantle the Miami Heat in the last 2 games without Darius Garland. Not to say that they're better without him, not to say that they can win without him, but the understanding is that Kenny Atkinson now has seen how different lineups could be used. Does he use Max Strus as a 2-man and allow DeAndre and Dean and Evan Mobley to be on the floor, all 3 together, to get the defensive aspect, the switchability of this team, and have that on the floor for different options defensively, specifically, especially if they feel like they're playing catch up, but also still having the defensive structure that they need to maintain what they're at and try and come back against a team that has Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, and Pascal Siakam, and abundance more that are able to score at length. I believe they had 4 different players score or average 40% or better from 3-point range in the first round of players that averaged 15 minutes or more, and also 2 or more 3-pointer attempts a game. So you know that they're going to be shooting, you know they're going to be coming at you, and I think you need to have the defensive forefront while not trying to lose anything offensively, and that's where the Jared Allen discussion begins.
And the last one, Mitchell against Hallebertton. Those are the 2 showcase guys. You got to like what you've seen from Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs.
Game two was exactly what you needed to see from him, being able to put on his superhero cape and lead them to a victory. Tyrese Halliburton did the same thing in game five with a closeout game. So you could arguably say it was a bigger contest for Tyrese Halliburton to do that and make a shot over Giannis Antetokounmpo to win the game. I think it's huge testament to how much Tyrese Halliburton has grown. I'm a guy that it's got to be pretty, right? It's got to be pretty for you to get my approval. So I'm not the biggest Tyrese Halliburton fan, but I feel like you have to be understanding and respectful and appreciative of what he's been able to accomplish in the playoffs. And he is 100% a playoff performer. And Donovan Mitchell is another guy that has had that as well. So you don't necessarily want to lean on these guys to carry you to a win. But if you have to, these are two of the top guys to do it around the NBA.